Hi, Katie.
Hey, how you going?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, really good, really good. Freezing here.
Oh, is it winter now?
Yeah, coming out of winter. Yeah, end of July, getting into the nicer, warmer months. But for me, I still just don't deal with the cold, so it's cold.
Right. Okay. So, what do you usually do when you are cold?
I either put the heater on and stay inside, or I go out and find as much sunshine as I possibly can in my joggers and my trackies, and I attempt to do some exercise in some rugged up gear.
Okay. I often see that you go surfing. Is it surfing?
Yeah, I've just started. It's very, very new. I've just started this year. But yeah, loving
Surfing during winter. I'm trying to digest that. What?
it. You
What?
know what? It's actually you'd be surprised. The colder months actually bring some nice warm water, and if you've got a
Mhm.
decent wetsuit, it is
Right.
a-okay.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our live session. Today, a friend of mine from Australia, Katie. So, Katie, can you share a bit about yourself to our followers?
Yeah, definitely. So, um, you know what I was thinking just before. It's actually really nice of how our friendship has come full circle. So a fair few years ago, I
Mhm.
started out just doing bikini prep
Yeah,
for fitness modeling and stuff like that, and that's how we got in contact. But
right.
about myself now, I am a eating disordered nutritionist. I run a telehealth business here in Australia called Whole Body Health Hub. And what we do is we service mainly eating disorders through nutrition, psychology, counseling, movement, styling, even. So, yeah, that's
What do you mean by
pretty.
styling?
That's the same reaction that most people actually give me. So, when a client goes through our eating disorder programs, what happens is at the end of it, or even at the start, we've got especially young women that might go through their closets and have an absolutely disaster mode of not having anything
Uh,
to wear. Um, so our stylist Amy, we set up a session with her, and she
right.
does a wonderful one-on-one consult, and then takes you around shopping and finds clothes to suit you as a person and your body, rather than trying to fit into whatever the current trend is, and just making you
Okay.
feel good.
So, who's your target market? Male, female, young, old?
Both. So I think most
Me?
people think that eating,
Me?
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, literally everyone. Lots of people just think it's young females that suffer with eating disorders, but you know what? I've actually got a couple of older men who I've worked with before. I actually had my largest male demographic comes from the fight scene, so MMA, Muay Thai, that world, because I was a sports nutritionist for a while there, and that's how I got into the eating disorder stuff. That's why I just kind of flicked it. So yeah, I would probably say it's literally
Okay.
everyone.
Now, speaking of that, can you share with us your journey from, eating disorder, then you became a competitive athlete? Just share your journey with us.
Yeah, definitely. So I decided to do a 8-week challenge at one of our corporate gyms, and through that, I didn't have any sort of eating disorders. It was more so just to play around with some new exercises and whatnot. From there, then I decided to do the bodybuilding competitions, and you know how that is. It's strict exercise, it's strict dieting, cardio, weights every day, and
Right.
there's absolutely no rest for the wicked. So I did a 22-week comp prep, which, in result of that, because I didn't have any nutrition background at that point in my life, I was doing my own nutrition, and the result of that ended up being severely bulimic for 4 years. Um, Eating disorders, they definitely still stick with you pretty much forever, but it's a matter of how well you deal with them now, and how you can come out the other side and be okay with who you are. So, yeah, that's probably how my ED journey started. And now, having worked in the fight scene, I did sports nutrition for a little while. So I educated myself out of my eating disorder. That's why I became a nutritionist, because I just, I didn't have a proper team to talk to, like a psychologist or a dietitian or anything like that. So I educated myself out of it and it worked. So
cuba komen sikit kat bawah apa yang you all pelajari dari episod hari ini. Also, jangan lupa untuk subscribe and share this video dengan kawan you all yang nak sihat and kurus.
Nice. Can you re-educate us? Some of my viewers would want to understand, how do you recognize having eating disorder?
Look, it's a variety of questions, because they can be so blasé. I do actually have a quiz on the front page of my website that I've just recently put up. So if anyone wants to jump on that, I'm sure we'll tag it all in later. But I would probably say if there's any sort of fear or questioning about what you're putting into your body and why, fear is a big driver for you to start questioning if you do have an eating disorder, because fear stems from a lot of other emotions. And I guess if you start questioning what you're putting into your body and why on a regular basis,
Right.
that could be the start. Another thing could be, one really big eating disorder that people don't really talk about is rumination. And it's the fact where people don't want to consume the calories. They're so obsessed over the calories, and eating disorders can show actually through OCD. And so
Familiar.
Yeah. So a lot of the time I do actually have people who just say, I'll just have a taste test and I'll just spit it out because I don't want to have the calories. Something like that, right, is so minute to some people, but it's all those little warning signs that just stem into the bigger issue later down the track.
There's one part of my life when I was, I think I was 16, I was morbidly obese, okay?
Yeah.
Then my dad always get me pizza and Macca's. That's the only food that I could have at that period. So I kept consuming the food and I was morbidly obese, but I want to lose weight. So what did I do? I ate the food, went to the washroom, I forced myself to vomit. I did that for a while, then I found out it's so bad, I don't know what else to do. So I accept myself as a fat and chubby person.
Yeah.
So from there on, I re-educate myself. So that's the reason why we have this conversation, because we want you to re-educate our followers about eating disorder.
I love
Thank
that.
you for joining.
And how are you going with it now? So you've obviously done the same thing that I did, was just, battle yourself through education.
Right.
Do you feel like you've done a pretty good job at managing it now?
Of course. I stopped my eating habit when I was like 19, I reckon. So from 19 onwards, I re-educate myself on nutrition, I participate in bodybuilding competition, then I further my study in Australia. So I came back, opened my own studio. So I have my own studio. I've been operating my studio since 2013 until today. So I'm looking for more like-minded people that have, that wants to educate the public regarding about nutrition. So you pop up in my mind like, hey, I should contact this lady.
I love that. That makes me so happy. How good.